Kate Martin's WNBA journey started with promise but quickly turned into a nightmare. The former Iowa standout, the same one who helped Caitlin Clark lead the Hawkeyes to back-to-back Final Fours, found herself wasting away on the Las Vegas Aces bench, watching her career stall before it even had a chance to start. Game after game, her minutes vanished, her confidence slipped, and the franchise that was supposed to develop her seemed content to let her fade. Then came a phone call that changed everything, from Caitlin Clark herself. In a new interview, Kate opened up about the exact moment she realized Vegas wasn't her home, the conversation with Caitlin that reignited her fire, and why joining the Golden State Valkyries became more than a move. It became a rebirth. To understand how we got here, you've got to rewind to Iowa. Before Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin turned Carver Hawkeye Arena into a madhouse, Iowa women's basketball wasn't even on the national radar. But those two flipped the script. Every home game became a spectacle. Not because of hype, but because of how they played. Caitlin was the flash, the logo threes, the viral highlights. Kate was the foundation, the one making everything run smoothly behind the scenes. She wasn't the sidekick, she was the system. I just remember you have that summer before, and she was doing things I had never seen anybody do before. And as a freshman, to come in and have that kind of confidence, like, not everybody has that. Like, I was like, why? I haven't really seen anything like this. And so, we knew she was going to be outstanding. And then, beginning of the year, we had some big wins, and there was highs and lows that year for sure. But, it took us a little bit to figure it out. But it obviously turned out better than I could have ever expected or thought. Let's talk about those Final Four runs in 2023 and 2024. Sure, everyone remembers Caitlin dropping 40 and breaking scoring records, but look deeper. Kate Martin averaged 13.1 points and nearly 7 rebounds a game. Those are not role player numbers, those are leader numbers. But Kate had the rare maturity to understand that her greatest strength wasn't outshining Caitlin, it was elevating her. She was the glue, the balance, the quiet power that made the whole machine work. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly. It was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna go through the motions and like, whatever. It was like, no, like, I'm here to kick your butt. And every single drill, every single practice, like, and especially whenever our like gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like, if you're across from me, you're my enemy, and like, I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her. Go back and watch that iconic Final Four matchup against South Carolina, the one that stunned the undefeated Gamecocks. Kate calls it the defining moment of her career, and it's easy to see why. She was everywhere, communicating, boxing out, cutting off lanes, setting screens. She was the calm amid chaos. When Clark needed space to create, Kate was the one clearing it. When teammates got rattled, she was the voice that steadied them. That's leadership you can't teach, and the kind of presence that wins championships. But the real magic between Caitlin and Kate wasn't just chemistry, it was telepathy. These two shared a basketball wavelength. Kate knew exactly when to crash the boards for Caitlin's missed threes, and Caitlin instinctively found Kate for open looks or hockey assists that set up teammates. They weren't just teammates, they were an ecosystem. Caitlin's confidence thrived because Kate made the game easier. Kate's impact soared because Caitlin trusted her completely. Yeah, I feel like looking back on it, and then even just talking to you now, it's like, yes, Caitlin is like a big focal point of the team. Yeah, she's going to have to do a lot of the scoring, all the things. And it's almost like good cop, bad cop or something. Yeah. Now, I don't mean it again in like, no, literal terms, but she just had to like be herself, and that was going to win you games. But then you had to come in and kind of be like a calming effect. And so I'm actually really curious as these teams, so to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammate? And make no mistake, Kate did the dirty work that didn't make it into the highlight reels. She set the screens that freed Caitlin for those impossible shots. She rotated defensively to cover for Caitlin's aggressive gambles. She grabbed the offensive rebounds that gave Iowa second chances. I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like, look me in the eyes, deep breath, like it's all going to be okay. And I think like The leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like, she trusted me because she had seen me, like, putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like, I was only 2 years older than her, but like, she believed that, like, I had her best interests in mind, and like, I showed her that over and over again. Like, I built a relationship with her outside of basketball. I tried to build relationships with all my teammates outside of basketball, so it wasn't like, the reason the Hawkeyes were feared wasn't just because they had a superstar. It's because they had the perfect partner to back her up. Like, if we needed to get across to Caitlin, like, it was like Tate, like, that was like my job at times. And then, like, her junior and sophomore year, like, she had done so much, like, work on herself and, like, how to be, like, a great teammate and all of us together, that, like, I didn't need to, like, I don't know, like, do all that, manage that as much as, like, I had in the past. But I felt grateful that, she trusted me enough, and, like, I trusted her enough too, to where, like, it was a working relationship. And so then, I just kind of did that with all of my teammates, and I felt grateful that, like, I was the person who could speak up. But the WNBA is a different beast. Kate thought that Iowa magic, that blend of chemistry, toughness, and IQ, would seamlessly carry over to the pros. Instead, she hit a brick wall in Las Vegas. The Aces drafted her, but what came next felt like a slow-motion demotion. While H.R. Wilson and the Aces veteran core hogged every meaningful minute, Kate sat and watched her dream fade. Her playing time tells the story. In May, she averaged about 20 minutes per game, respectable for a rookie. By September, just 11.5. Her production cratered too. 2.6 points, 1.6 rebounds. Those aren't numbers that reflect lack of talent. They reflect lack of opportunity. The same player who was pulling down boards and knocking down shots in college was now being told to grab a towel and stay ready. For what exactly? Like, you really do, but like, it's just hard. As you know, like, there's only 12 spots, whatever. And when the playoffs rolled around, things somehow got worse. 6 playoff games. 3 total minutes. 3. That's not player development. That's a message. Sue Bird, a legend who's seen it all, once described how brutal that transition can be. The WNBA's speed, physicality, and complexity humble even the most decorated college stars. Bird's words hit like prophecy in Kate's case. Only this wasn't just a learning curve. This was a dead end. Scoring is not easy. Like, people who average, like, however many points, like, it's honestly so impressive. Like, I've never been more impressed by basketball than, like, now. Like, basketball's a simple game, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It's an easy game. But yeah, like, people who work really hard, they are long, they're big, they're fast, they're physical. So me just like having to learn how to be patient, play off of 2 feet, play in control, that is something, I'm still working on, because sometimes you're like trying to do the right thing always and like make the right read, but then you forget, like, hey, just go play basketball. The Aces structure guaranteed it. Veterans like Wilson and Chelsea Gray controlled the rotation, and coach Becky Hammond wasn't about to disrupt her pecking order. Rookies weren't nurtured, they were placeholders. Kate wasn't competing for minutes against peers. She was trying to break into a dynasty that didn't have room for anyone new. It wasn't about her skill, it was about her situation, and that's what stung the most. Every game Kate sat out felt like watching her career disappear in real time. Every practice where she ran the scout team felt like punishment for believing she could belong. The confidence she built at Iowa was being stripped away, not by her performance but by politics. The cruel truth she discovered: the WNBA doesn't just test your ability, it tests your timing. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're in the wrong system with the wrong coach. Talent can't bloom when it's buried. And in Las Vegas, under H.R. Wilson's shadow and behind the Aces' bloated hierarchy, Kate Martin wasn't being developed, she was being ignored. There was one phone call that changed everything for Kate Martin, a single conversation that rescued her career from disappearing in Las Vegas. At her lowest point, sitting on the Aces bench and questioning whether she even belonged in the WNBA, Kate did what she always did when she needed clarity. She called Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just a friendly chat, it was the lifeline she didn't know she needed. Caitlin was dealing with her own brutal learning curve in Indiana. The physicality, the speed, the pressure of being the face of an entire league. But when Kate explained how she was being buried in Vegas, Caitlin instantly recognized what was wrong. It wasn't Kate's talent, it was her environment. Caitlin told her exactly what no one else had the courage to say. You're not failing, they're failing you. That hit home. Caitlin reminded her of what they built together at Iowa, a partnership built on trust, chemistry, and understanding each other's strengths. She told Kate that sometimes success isn't about grinding harder in a bad situation. It's about finding a place that sees your worth. That single phone call reframed everything. Leaving Vegas wasn't quitting. It was choosing herself. Sue Bird once said that every player needs to find the right system. Not just any team, but the one that actually values what they bring. That was the light bulb moment for Kate. When the Golden State Valkyries selected her in the expansion draft, it wasn't just another roster move. It was an invitation to start over. Vegas saw her as disposable. Golden State saw her as foundational. Now you're in the Bay, it is a new franchise. Season tickets were sold out immediately. I've heard home games are insane. They are. The owners have come out. They said a chip within the first 5 years. So the expectations are high. But like you said, it was an opportunity to make a team. And you did. So what has that excitement of a new franchise been like? The Valkyries knew exactly what they were getting. A leader, a communicator, and a player who could shape a team's culture before ever taking a shot. I'm really excited, Kate said in her first interview. This league is all about opportunity, and you just need one shot. That line summed it up perfectly. Caitlin gave her the courage to bet on herself, and Golden State gave her the table to place that bet on. That phone call didn't just save her career, it reignited her belief that she belonged. But let's be clear, this move is bigger than just a change of uniform. It's a full reset, the kind you only get once in a career. Expansion teams are rare chances to build something from the ground up. And that's exactly what Kate needed. A blank canvas where she could define her own story. Unlike Las Vegas, Golden State isn't built on egos and hierarchy. The Aces were a top-heavy franchise run by stars who guarded their minutes like gold, led by A'ja Wilson, whose dominance left no room for anyone else to shine. In contrast, the Valkyries are building something collaborative. Their GM, Ohema Nyanin, made it clear she wanted players who could set the tone. Unselfish, high IQ athletes who valued chemistry over clout. Kate was her prototype. Head coach Natalie Nikas, who had seen Kate's work ethic up close in Vegas, immediately shifted gears. Her approach in Golden State is about effort and intent, not perfection. Mistakes aren't punishable. Complacency is. She preaches communication, enthusiasm, and accountability. Everything Kate brings naturally. The message was clear. In this system, your energy matters, and that's exactly what was missing in Vegas. Under the Aces' star-driven dynamic, rookies like Kate were invisible. In Golden State, she's not a backup plan, she's part of the blueprint. Her role? To anchor the team culture with her trademark work ethic. To bring that same Iowa glue energy, the grit, the calm, the unselfishness that helped Caitlin Clark thrive. On the court, her focus is simple but vital. Rebound hard, defend relentlessly, make smart passes, and hit open shots. She's not chasing highlight stats. She's building trust. Every possession, every hustle play, every box out is her statement to the league that she belongs. And this time, she's got the minutes and system to prove it. People's focus is just like, here with us, and like, whatever happened, happened. But yeah, I mean, I think in ways people can be like, oh, like, man, I didn't get protected. Like, as like an athlete, you know, it's kind of hard not to be like, oh, they didn't want motivation, you know, like, or like, kind of feels like a failure and some type of way, or like rejection maybe is a better word. But everybody's like energy, everybody's excitement to get better and to learn and to build each other up has been phenomenal. Sue Bird's wisdom about finding your fit is unfolding in real time here. Golden State is giving Kate exactly what Vegas refused to. Space to grow. It's proof that the right environment can unlock talent in ways no stat sheet can capture. The Valkyries didn't just hand Kate Martin a role. They handed her a purpose. She's helping shape a brand new franchise from day one. And that kind of influence is rare in professional sports. It's not just about winning games, it's about building identity, one that values hard work, connection, and belief. Kate's move mirrors a familiar truth in sports. Sometimes the most powerful career decision isn't staying loyal, but walking away. Every athlete faces that moment when they realize they've outgrown their surroundings. For Kate, leaving the Aces wasn't a failure, it was her declaration of independence. She's not the first player to thrive after a change of scenery, and she won't be the last. But her journey feels different, because we all watched the rise, the fall, and now the rebirth. From the heights of Iowa to the depths of Vegas, Kate's story was always about resilience. And now, in Golden State, it's about redemption. The Golden State Valkyries are betting on her leadership. Caitlin Clark reminded her of her worth. And Kate Martin? She's proving that sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stop waiting for opportunity and go create it yourself. So next time you see her wearing that Valkyries jersey, remember what it took to get there. The long nights on the bench, the frustration, the one phone call that turned everything around. This isn't just a comeback, it's a masterclass in self-belief. If you're rooting for her, you know what to do. Type Golden State Kate in the comments